Hello, I am Tato Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing the letter. Previously, Ashton, after Ashton and Isabel's moment, they decide to leave, and out of the attic they go into the kitchen. Ooh, that's weird. And then there we see Becca and Marion came back. Awesome. And we're like, okay, it's we were in the kitchen, but whatever, let's go now because it's all starting to become red rum and blood and blah. So running through the house, the doors keep changing. We go from the kitchen to the dining hall to some random places, bedrooms, and they're just doing all kinds of crazy things. And we thought we were going to be running forever, but we see a way out. Ashton leads everybody out, and Ashton's like, this is weird. Stuff is happening. I'm gonna put my hand on my gun. And we kind of escape through the door, and of course, Luke Wright is there, holding all of our friends at gunpoint. That's so nice. And now we're holding him at gunpoint. And now he's pointing the gun at us. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, let's continue. He is quick to train his own on me, though, and just like that, we're at a standstill.
Now, Feathers. Manners.
You have manners.
You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
I'll point my gun at whoever I feel like pointing it at. Which is not how you should use guns. I just don't like being told what to do. Did I ever read this journal entry? I don't know, just in case I didn't. After a long, desperate run in search of a way out, the house calmed down for some reason, and exit was finally in sight. Waiting on the other side, however, Luke fucking Wright.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall.
Oh, the gall.
You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
What do you mean by that? With you, I need more specifics. Shooting him right now would be so worth it. With the way he stares at me like I'm a damn pest. But this isn't what I've come here for. I'm not a murderer. As much as I loathe him, I'm not the kind who will kill people in cold blood for my own gain or amusement. That's true. He would have done it by now if he was. The law will bring him what he deserves one of these days. At the moment, however, we're all in the same boat with this curse, and he needs to understand that. The longer we stand here, the more time we're wasting and losing something we don't have much of. But how can I convince him? This scum is so full of himself, prefers to hear the sound of his own voice more than those of the people around him, no matter how much sense they make. Probably, only way I can make him listen is if I beg, knowing how that's happening. Maybe I should eliminate the immediate danger first and disarm him? Question mark. So, beg him to listen, disarm him. Oh no. I bet this is one of those life or death choices. Which means one of these will kill me. And the other one will not. I've learned my lesson. If I disarm him, For one, I'm in his house, holding a gun at him. That's not going to look good if the police suddenly just waltz in for some reason. Two, if I disarm him, is he still going to manage to shoot me first? Or will somebody get in the way and get shot? But if I bang him, is he going to shoot me? But the game said that won't happen. I'm going to remember my lessons of listen to the game. The game just told me that he would listen if I begged. So, I'm a beg. Screw pride. My life's not the only one at risk here, however. There's Rebecca. There's Isabella. Nicole here as well. We're all unknowing victims to this fucking curse. I'm in no position to pick who to save and who I should simply let die. I suppose my pride can take a few hits and I can set aside my beef with this asshole. Taking a deep breath, slowly I lower my pistol. Though, still on the edge and ready in case he does something, I do my best to assume a less aggressive stance.
Listen, Wright. I need you to...
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy.
Yes, please.
Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
That's questionable. Maybe not in this specific incident, but laws, yes.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already.
Yeah, probably.
In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now.
Also probably true.
And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
Suddenly, he laughs, almost howling. In fact, that was not a howling laugh. Whatever. Like I've just told him the best joke he's heard all his life. The only thing missing is for him to keel over and start rolling around on the floor. Oh well, I do my best not to sock him with the sorry end of my pistol.
You have guts, Feathers. You have guts. Did you hear what you just told me? You've just threatened me inside my own house. My own home.
Yeah, but you don't really have any witnesses, do you? I mean, technically there are witnesses, but whose side are they going to be on?
You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
Where Ash is a criminal? I could see it happening. He's right on that. At least I might have ended up like him if I didn't have Professor Andrew, Rebecca, Zach, and Isabella. One mistake, it would have been too late for me. With his laughter rings all of those possible blah blah blah. With his laughter rings all of those possibilities I could have lived, but have never been given the choice. All because I have other people with me, people who care. A sobering realization. But not so much when suddenly his chuckling stops in 2 heartbeats. He marches towards me, grabs my collar, and aims his gun right at my head.
Ashton! Luke, no!
At this distance, A slight flick of that finger on the trigger will be able to do much more than kill me. What do you mean much more than kill you? How can he more than kill somebody? Double kill?
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the third time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me, or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
Aren't we already at the business end? Isn't this gun already pointed at our heads? Seems a bit redundant, no? I keep my eyes trained on him, in spite of the huge threat he possesses right now. Because if there's anything people like him, like us, prefer, it's honesty. You don't give that impression without keeping a solid eye contact.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, Wright. You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Why, you insolent!
His finger moves. I am prepared, my hand ready to reach up and disarm him and knock him out. If I have to drag him out of this place unconscious to keep him from suffering the fate of every other person who has died from this curse, so be it. However, before either of us fires shot or tackles the other to the ground, another voice echoes throughout the foyer. A small little thing compared to the storm raging outside. Wait a second. A small little thing compared to storm? See, I automatically fixed that in my brain, but the storm raging outside rings above it nevertheless, causing all us to stop and turn. Uh-oh. The ghosties got Hana. At this top of the staircase, Hana Wright stands. To make matters worse, that thing's behind her, menacing, rotting, a rotting hand wrapped firmly around her neck. She looks like death. Pale and shaky, eyes red with tears, we nearly don't hear her as she pleads.
Look. Help me. Please.
Outside, another streak of lightning flashes, and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky. As if this whole thing can't get any more foobar than it already is. It's been a while since I've seen that phrase before. It's been a long time. Oh, my juice is gone. Let me get more juice. Journal updated. ... Nuke. Don't know if I can do a manly British voice. To say that I'm scared of what's happening is a gross understatement. It's gonna be so bad. Let's read this journal. Also, how tall is Ashton compared to how tall Luke is? Because he called us Pipsqueak before. So I want to see. Also, there is a journal entry to read. Okay, here it is. In spite of the danger Luke Wright posed at the moment, Ashton lowered his gun and assumed an imploring tone towards the man he hated. Amidst the tense air, a voice suddenly echoed in the foyer. There, at the top of the stairs, at the grand staircase, stood Hannah Wright. Okay. The files? Okay. How tall is Ashton? Ashton is 5'5". Okay. Luke is 5'8", 3 inches taller, and he's calling us Pipsqueak still. He called Zach Ash Pipsqueak. Obviously, Zach is not a Pipsqueak. Birthday August 2nd, Leo, 31 years old. Height 5'8", 173 centimeters. Occupation President and CEO. Nationality British. Religion atheist, raised Anglican. Education high school dropout. What? Privately tutored. Likes bread pudding, dogs, wine, and absinthe. Piano playing. Daffodils, money, women, and power. A prostitute's son. Didn't think we were going to begin that way. He spent his childhood roaming the streets, begging or pickpocketing in order to avoid home. Home meant a too drunk mother and her equally drunk clients, some of whom would take to beating child out of anger if he so much as looked at them wrong. That meant he was always in trouble in one form or another. Nothing was done to correct it until, in his sober moment, his mother found out about the abuse and promised to take better care of her son. Luke was happy for a while, but his mother's bad habits led to an early grave and left him orphaned until his biological father, a businessman with no legitimate heir, sought him out. He was trained to inherit Wright Enterprises, but along the way got mixed up with illegal activities that put the company in a bad spot after his assistant ran off with a large sum of dirty money. Bankruptcy would have been inevitable if he hadn't married Hannah. Oh my, wasn't he all like, oh, I hate peasants. The terrible trash people. So, he wasn't always rich. He's a bastard child, if you will. Huh. I guess he kind of has to peacock a lot to make up for the fact that he was kind of living in squalor. To say that I'm scared of what happened is a gross understatement. That's the best you're getting out of me, but I chose it, so I'm just going to stick with it until it hurts my throat and I'm going to stop. Trouble of any sort is the last thing I want to get home to after a long day at work and a trip to the bar. And when I see Hana near cross streets, I can only feel dread. She twitches and seizes, body wound and coiled, tight before thrashing, shuddering and shaking, like a woman possessed. Her mouth falls open and her eyes roll to the back of her head. It has all the hallmark signs of a seizure. The symptoms are similar enough. And that knowledge, the fact that I know this, only makes me feel worse. But to hold her close is all I can do while she thrashes about. I know that this is wrong, that I am not supposed to hold her down, yet I do, out of instinct, reflex even. I'm terrified of hurting her, but I see no other way to keep Hana from hurting herself. It takes a lot to keep myself from running off to get help when she needs me here. And it takes everything I have to keep myself intact. When she says my name, I realize that the seizures have stopped, but it doesn't make the dread go away.
Luke, please.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I am so sorry.
The sight of her tear-streaked face is enough to twist a knife in. It does not help that I am as lost as she is right now. All I can say is...
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hana. You're safe now.
So I bet Hana doesn't even know about his past, huh? And she mentions not knowing anything about his mom, really. I must have sat there in the kitchen, cradling Hana in my arms for an eternity until Shrunken and a maid ran in, assuming the worst. She had been screaming enough to attract the attention of anyone on the mansion property. But that's all well and good in the end, I suppose, as they helped carry Hana up to our bedroom. I doubt I could have managed it on my own. I might have slipped on the stairs and cracked both our heads if I tried. Both Shocking and the maid does a short work of making her comfortable while I sit on the sidelines. I have no idea how long I remained there just watching them with her. But at some point after they've left us, the sun has set, leaving the room dark and silent. Nestled in the pillows and blankets and put on her side, though Hana looks smaller than ever. She looks so weak and vulnerable that I can't help but worry. Not to mention the children. Think about the children. I wouldn't know how such an event could affect babies in the womb. Now seems like a good time to get drunk, custody. No, not really. That would be a bad time to get drunk. Your loved one just went through a seizure and like needs you and you're like, alcohol. No, bad. But I just can't. Good for you. I can't bring myself to leave her side just to intoxicate myself. Not with what just happened. I might just drink myself to death if I so much as tried.
Please, stay with me, darling.
Of course. Anything for you, sunshine.
There's no way I could leave her side without feeling guilty. Besides, what sort of husband and father would I be if I don't take care of her when she's sick? Not that I'm too confident about what I can do on my own. I'm not trained for this sort of thing. Even if I've experienced similar scenarios before, I might still feel wrong. I've already called her personal physician, along with the obstetrician, who knew of her pregnancy, for a house call in the morning. We'll have to go on from there. I don't like to think about it, but I can still remember the doctor's instructions on how to take care of my mother while she was ill. Provide a safe space for her to rest, check. Put her light on her side so that she doesn't choke, check. Loosen tight clothing to let her breathe, check. Keep calm, don't panic. Well, I'm having a bit of trouble with that one, aren't I?
Do you want any water? Something to nibble on, perhaps? I can call for something to be brought up. Soup would be good, right?
Soup is always good.
I'm fine, Luke. Don't you worry. I'm just a little sick, but I'll get better.
A pain look crosses her face. More than anything, I wish I could take away the pain she feels now. When she beckons me to come closer, to hold her in my arms, who am I to say no? Lull to sleep. Aww. Her body still quivers, tiny shakes that make my heart feel like it's going to stop again. Every time they happen too much. I take care to give her room to breathe, no matter how much of an uncomfortable position it puts me in. Her scent is enough to bring me at ease. Golden flowers, marigolds, buttercups, and daffodils. I'm not sure if she smells this way because I surround us with them, my calm, or because she's wearing perfume I gave her last Christmas.
There we go. Now, are we comfy?
She nods, her head weakly, a smile barely making its way on her lips. I'd be ready to fulfill any request she has. Anything to make this easier for her. Anything to make her happy. But when she next speaks, I can feel my breath catch in my throat.
Sing me a lullaby.
A lullaby? Of course. I can do that.
I take it he's not a great singer. I know I've done so many things in my lifetime that would justify a horrible end. But not Hannah. She doesn't deserve this. This is all far too horribly familiar. To find myself in bed, clutching reverently, I can't say that in British accents, to an ill beloved, wishing it isn't real and hoping it doesn't get any worse. To find myself screaming at a god I've long abandoned and forgotten. Not her, not again. Take her, and you will bloody woo to have a lullaby shared so that we can forget the pain and the fear.
Hush, my darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna catch you a mockingbird.
I can't hear her breathe. I can hear her breathy laugh. Though she doesn't tell me to stop. If this amuses her, then that's fine. But her breath soon evens itself out, and I think too, and before I know it, she's fallen asleep. Okay, we will end the episode here. We'll see what happens between Luke and Hannah in the next episode. And Taylor Cat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.